What's poppin', y'all? Before I get into literally anything you see on the screen before you, first of all, shout out to you if you're new here. Welcome. Welcome to my channel. And if you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate you coming back. Um, Pause the video real quick if you're new here. If you're returning and you know this little intro spiel, you can skip ahead like a minute if you want. But for new viewers, pause the video and look at the description. There is a whole link not only to this very same Google Sheet that you see on screen right now, where you can look at all the changes in the game for yourself, but also there is a lot of detailed information about how the hack is balanced. It'll answer a lot of your questions about just what is going on the screen. Like, what is it, all these signature moves, and oh my god, it's download. You know, people are probably freaking out. If this is your very first impression of the game, you know, you're probably going to have a lot of questions. So check out the description, read a lot about the hack there. It'll answer a lot of your questions. So pause the video and give that a read. And then after the video, if you want more information, you can also join my Discord. Well, I'd recommend you join my Discord, period. But yeah, join my Discord, ask questions in the comments, but of course, all of that info you'd really want is in the description, and then also on the Google Sheet. And yeah, with that being said, though, I can talk about Kilowattrel and Wattrel. Super sick. Okay, at first I was kind of hating. I still don't love the designs that much, I'm not gonna lie. Mostly because I made a regional Furo that I think is cooler than this personally, but I still respect the design. I think it's pretty cool. I like that their neck puffs up too, like the frigate bird that they're based on. They like puff up their neck, which is part of the reason I give them Intimidate. On top of just being like a big electric, like thunder type bird, you know, it's pretty it's intimidating. And then also gameplay wise, it gives them good reason to use their other abilities. As for why they don't have Wind Rider, calm down. I know Wind Rider fits really well. I'm pretty sure the deck study says they ride the wind and stuff. They lost Wind Rider because there are two electric flying types, which that already bothers me. The fact that there's two, because I want all the genies to have Wind Rider. Oh my god, why am I pronouncing it like that? I want all the genies to have Wind Rider, and then I also want Rotom Fan to obviously get Wind Rider. So it's okay because they're legendaries slash like, you know, forms of many abilities. So the overlap there doesn't bother me very much. But if I had Kilowattrel also at the same ability, and all three are also immune to electric, it's just like, dude, they have two of the same fucking abilities, like same exact type combo. That really bothers me. So that's why they don't have Wind Rider. Not to mention it's kind of like it's not bad. If you go to the ability guide, you can see all the moves that Wind Rider affect. It's not bad, but on electric flying type, it's okay. Like especially when you're immune to Frost Flurry, Blizzard, and Absolute Zero, and Icy Wind and stuff, it's pretty good. And also getting an attack boost on switching into things that you resist and becoming immune to them is still very good, especially when like high base power moves like Hurricane and stuff. So it's not a bad ability. And as for Wind Power is just ass. I'm being real with y'all. It's way too situational in a hack like this. It's just not worth an ability slot at all. It's a cool ability, you know, getting charge effect when you switch in on a wind move, but the wind moves already are not that common. Wind Rider giving you an attack boost and you know, being immune, especially with the type of mons that get Wind Rider, it's gonna be good. But Wind Power, not so much. So they lost Wind Power. Sorry for all two Wind Power fans out there. Instinct. So honestly, like I was struggling to think of fitting abilities. I like Instinct on them. It does. I mean, it fits fine. It fits just like any other. Most other Pokemon fit Instinct relatively well. Although these guys do have that extra added benefit of like having the little throat pouch that like can inflate and whatever. But yeah, Instinct was intentionally named this way, so it can be distributed to like pretty much like 80% of Pokemon if I wanted it to be. Not that it is on 80% of Pokemon, just that logically it fits a lot of Pokemon, so I'm less restricted in what I can give it to when they need it. So yeah, he's a very strong mixed attacker, very, very fast. I mean, 125 speed with 105, 90 offenses with the +1 boost is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, like they are very strong. And then there are other two abilities you can switch to whenever you need that defensive utility, either with Intimidate, with pivoting. You can use like Intimidate plus U-turn, whatever, or Intimidate plus Feather Dance / Strange Impulse, whatever. It's very nice to have that as a defensive option, especially when you have immunities and resistances that comes with being an electric flying type, and you can bait the AI to reliably get those Intimidates off pretty easily. And then Volt Absorb is obviously good when you need it. You just switch to it. Oh, you know, I need Volt Absorb for this boss fight. Okay, let me switch to it, you know? So that's a very good ability there too, obviously. And then Wattrel just has Tactical Retreat because I don't see Intimidate on them. I see Intimidate on some baby birds, but not on this one. So Tactical Retreat is kind of just, you know, like they can... It fits the vibes, I think, and it's also just a useful pivot ability, similar to how Intimidate is useful for like debuffing. Pretty cute. I also like the flavor of that turning into Intimidate. So yeah, that's the ability choices and the flavor behind them. Gameplay-wise, obviously Instinct is very powerful. And then you have those two utility abilities. As for the signature moves and all that crap, a lot of those are widely distributed now. The only actual signature move that this Pokemon has is Wild Bolt Storm, which is only given to electric flying types and any like electric type of guy that can like summon a storm, right? Like a fucking Raikou, Raging Bolt, I believe that's almost it on the list. I can check real quick because I have the list of what gets these signature moves. Yeah, electric flying types, raging bolt, and Raikou. Those are the only ones I see this on. So all these types of flinch cheese moves are very exclusive for flavor reasons and for for balancing reasons because I like them being unique tools. It sets the Pokemon apart from others. It's a cool, unique little tool. It's very strong. 90 base power, guaranteed flinch move in game. When you can time the exact usage of that move, and you know for a fact that AI isn't going to switch out and like ruin or waste your move. It's very, very useful. Not to mention the guaranteed para is also pretty useful. I would say it's the main use of it is just the damage for the free damage, but especially because you're already fast. It's not that crazy, which is why I gave it a level 45 because you're already a very fast Pokemon. But it's still nice to have. As for stuff like Thunder Cage, that is flavor restricted to only Pokemon that can fly up in the air and use it. So any electric flying type can have it, because the animation shows them coming up from above and like sending like the electricity around the Pokemon. So any flying electric or levitating type electric Pokemon can definitely use Thunder Cage, or even ones that can jump up super high like Pachirisu type vibes. That fits as well. And it's nice for residual. It's also stronger than Thunderbolt. It's 95 base power, 100% accuracy, so it deals a little bit of chip damage, and it's a better Thunderbolt at level 40, so that's pretty cool. Thunderclap is very early on this Pokemon. But number one, Thunderclap fits very well logically because, they're a Thunderbird, like a Stormbird. And then it's also like it's really not. I mean, it's good, but it's not like you're going to be using it every fight. But with Relearn or anything is good, obviously, so. Yeah, you can run this guy a bunch of different ways. Obviously, you can run Intimidate, Parabolic Charge, Roost, U-Turn, debuffing moves, Feather Dance, all that fun stuff. You can run Volt Absorb, and then of course you've got that Instinct for the pure offense. And the good thing is you don't even need a speed investment half the time, depending on what you want to outspeed. So that's a good tool. As you can also see, Sky Attack and Electro Shot are 1 PP. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Oh god. Oh, it went away. Oh god, that's the worst feeling. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not gonna cut this out though. Oh fuck. Back on topic. Sky Attack, Electro Shot. Yeah, so they're very, very strong. They are. Well, Electro Shot gives the special attack boost before Sky Attack, before the move goes off. Meanwhile, Sky Attack gives it after. However, the move base power is scaled so they end up being the same base power. So Electro Shot. Also, yes, you could use him in the rain, and it goes kind of crazy, but it's not actually that crazy. It's only 1 PP. However, it's nice that you don't have to run Power Herb. If you get the rain off with somebody else, you set up rain, send him in. You don't have to run Power Herb, so that's pretty cool. You could run like Sash or whatever you need to run, right? Any boosting item, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's 142.5. No, 95 times 1.5 times 1.5. 213 base power, yeah. So it's like 210, 213. Same with Sky Attack. That's not factoring in the special attack boost too. You get my point. They ended up being about the same. I believe Electro Shot is slightly stronger than Sky Attack in terms of raw base power, but yeah, they both always crit, so they both are very, very powerful. Again, the reason Sky Attack is that way is so you can. Oh god, just went all the way down. The reason Sky Attack is that way is so you can get that boost. It's basically as strong as if you boosted your attack first, because I can't change it to boost attack first. It's like a hard-coded thing. Yeah, I mean, you got tons of awesome tools. Those are very late game, the Sky Attack, Electro Shot, because you're so fast. That's why I had to put them late game, because it's like you can actually get like several kills if you are fast enough to outspeed everything. When you click that move, you blow the bulky guy up, you get the boost, and then your +1 attack / special attack can kill everything after. Especially with Instinct, you're +2 basically. Like you can send him in, get a special attack boost, click Sky Attack, and now you're +1/+1. Or you can click Sky Attack after getting a physical attack boost from Instinct, and yeah, it's very, very strong. You can get +2 potentially after killing something, after switching in with Instinct plus those 2 moves. So very, very strong. Hence why they're in-game moves. Also, the accuracy boost, as you can read, also makes Dive Bomb and Supercell Slam not miss, and those are 130 base power stab moves, so that's super sick. Instinct or even Intimidate, to ease the use of getting that move off if you need it to live the hit to switch in on, which you definitely will a lot of the time. Although you can also pivot in with somebody else, they'll pivot, whatever. There's tons of ways you can prep around, right? They also have some decent coverage, nothing too crazy. They don't need anything too crazy, not to mention logically most moves just don't really fit this guy. Dive doesn't make much sense for Kilowattrel, but it does make a lot of sense for Wattrel because the deck literally says that they go and dive to hunt for prey and stuff. So dive early on is really cool water coverage, and then it's 75 base power, so you can use that even later on if you need to hit specific, like for example, if you're running like a sky attack cheese set and you want to kill something or whatever. There's definitely situations, to my point, where a dive is useful. Um, Again, tons of utility stuff. Even stuff like Endeavor, Fear, strats with priority aerial ace / shockwave / thunderclap is all good. Heat Wave was a bit of a reach. I didn't see it very much, but my friends convinced me just to give it to him anyways, because whatever, most birds get it, so just let him rock. So I gave him that. Play Rough, Takedown are strong physical moves, 100 base power. Deal a little bit of recoil, but it's not a big deal, especially on something so fast. You can just run Shell Bill if you need to heal off the damage, or just, plan accordingly. Speaking of recoil, not only do you have those Dive Bomb and Supercell Slam, but you also have Electro Assault. No, not Electro Assault anymore, excuse me, Volt Tackle. And of course Wild Charge earlier on. Those are all widely distributed moves, so I'm sure new people probably looked at this like, what the fuck? Thunder Cage, Wild Bolt Storm, Volt Tackle, Electro Shot. Oh my god, why does this Thunderclap? Why does this guy get every signature move on the planet? And it's because those moves, all of them besides Wild Bolt Storm, are no longer signature. Although Wild Bolt is an exclusive move for a specific Pokemon, yes. It's just not signature anymore, it's exclusive, which is different. I think I've covered pretty much everything I want to cover. Again, Wattrel, I mean, Wattrel even is very strong, like 55, 65 with Instinct and 105 speed early on, it's very strong. Yeah. I would have loved to give them stuff like Guard and Gale, all the other abilities. However, those are already used up on Zapdos. Same with Drizzle. So that's why I didn't give Kilowattrel either of those two abilities. I mean, these are kind of arguably better in some ways, arguably worse than others. Of course, they have different use cases and stuff, but yeah, tons of powerful moves. You got Electro Assault and Zap Cannon, which function like Draco Meteor on the physical and special side. High Voltage and Aeroblast function like Wicked Blow variants on the special side, and those cannot be used twice in a row. However, because you have two, you can alternate between, you're a mix attack or you're fast, you can switch to another move. It just means you can't run like Scarf / Specs and just spam them. And you could run Scarf or Specs with it, but you'd have to switch out after using it. So yeah, it's pretty much everything. I could go more in depth. Again, Terra is always good. It's RNG'd in this hack. Again, read more about that in the description to learn more about why and how that'll work. But yeah, and of course it's all optional. You can change your Terra type if you want to, but that's not how the game's intended to be played. Because any Terra type you can make work in-game, because it's pretty broken in-game Terra to trick the AI into doing certain things or whatever. So yeah, shout out to you if you listen this far. Let me know. Leave a comment down below. I would go more in depth, but I feel like I've touched on all the major things. I mean, he's just a fast, strong, mixed attacker. Great two great defensive abilities you can switch to when you need them. And yeah, cool moves, cool synergies. I already explained why logically they all fit. So yeah, shout out to you if you listen this far. Leave a comment. Peace.